1776 Unites was founded. It's the brainchild of Bob Woodson, who runs the Woodson Center in Washington, D.C. And what we're trying to do is tell the true history of America. And so when we go back, we're focusing more on the things that Blacks and whites have been able to accomplish together. And if you want to tell the true story of America, I mean, it was the nation, like every nation in the world has had slavery, but America was the nation that had the Emancipation Proclamation. And you think about the Blacks that were newly freed that came out of slavery, the Rosenwald schools, there were schools set up for Blacks, and there have always been whites that have worked alongside Blacks, whites that gave their lives during the Civil Rights Movement by going to the South and by working for the freedom of Blacks. And if you look at the Blacks that came out of slavery, their marriage rates and the prosperity that they were enjoying in the 1940s, 1950s, they were moving ahead. They were making a lot of progress, so much so that they were closing the gap. The crime rate was nothing like it is today. And when Daniel Patrick Moynihan wrote the Moynihan Report, warning about dysfunction in the Black community, at that time, 25% of Black families were headed by females. And so he was warning about an alarming trend. He was fiercely attacked because of that. He was called a racist, and he was accused of using the European model of two-parent families and imposing that on other groups. He was seeing something that led to much of the dysfunction that you see today in Black families. It was not always that way. The 1960s was a turning point for our nation, and it was a turning point for Black America. And so a lot of the gains that they were making, the gains, some of that was reversed when it came to their allegiance to Judeo-Christian values and principles.